What's up, guys? So after a couple weeks of some pretty rough Star Wars news, after nothing really on Disney Plus Day, Patty Jenkins' movie getting canceled indefinitely, and however you feel about the Kathleen Kennedy getting extended for 3 more years, we have some good news in Star Wars, and it's all about the Ahsoka show. What Dave Filoni says about it, who was casted as Sabine, when they start filming, and when it's going to be released. Let's get right into all of it right now. So after Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano, and all those other characters that were all animated characters come into live action for the first time in Mando Season 2 last year, we have yet another one casted, and that is Sabine Wren, who is in Star Wars Rebels. Again, if you haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. Stop this video. Go watch it immediately. But if you have seen Rebels, smash that like button because Rebels is awesome. But Natasha Liu Bordizzo has been cast as live-action Sabine Wren in Ahsoka's show. So I don't know if I just butchered her last name, but who knows, because I've never even heard of this girl. But that's not always the worst thing, especially when it comes to Star Wars. If you think about Star Wars from the beginning, from A New Hope, nobody knew who Mark Hamill or Carrie Fisher were, or even Harrison Ford. He was in a few things, but not really. They didn't know any of these actors. A lot of actors start in Star Wars, and they become huge because Star Wars is the best. So another actress not knowing her name isn't the biggest deal. She looks good. I've seen her in a couple things, but she looks like the perfect Sabine Wren. Just off of looks alone, she looks a lot like a live-action Sabine Wren. A lot of people who saw Star Wars Rebels are wondering, when does that very last scene, the epilogue, where Ahsoka goes to get Sabine and they go to find Ezra, when does that happen? So my theory is, because Dave Filoni said cryptically in an interview once that could have possibly not even happened yet in the Mando timeline, that it is going to happen at the beginning of the Ahsoka show. It's going to be like the first scene. Ahsoka's going to go find Sabine, and they're going to go find Ezra. I think that this scene definitely hasn't happened yet. Definitely didn't happen before Mando Season 1 or 2. I think it's going to happen. First scene, it's going to be the opening scene of Ahsoka. It's going to be Ahsoka flying in to get Sabine, and they're going to go find Ezra and Thrawn, and it is going to be the coolest show. You think Mando Season 2 was good? Times that by 1,000. I know a lot of people are looking forward to Obi-Wan's show, but honestly, I am too. Don't get me wrong, I am too. But Ahsoka show, I think, could be bigger. I think it could be bigger than all of this. I think if you add in Ezra and Thrawn, I am a huge Rebels fan, so all these characters coming to live action is going to be awesome. So Ahsoka's going to start filming early next year, and it is eyeing a release date of spring 2023. So this could be awesome. If you've seen my video before on what I think is coming out in 2022, you know that it is Book of Boba Fett, Bad Batch Season 2, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and Mando Season 3 to end the year. That means right after Mando Season 3 to start the next year, I think we will get Ahsoka probably in the February to May range of a release date, maybe even on May the 4th. Who knows? That might be when it starts. But I think that is when it's going to come out. We're only going to have to wait really a year and a half to get this show. And in between then, we're going to get 5 shows. So we're going to have plenty of content until then, but the anticipation, because it's going to build up to it. Mando Season 2, we got the Ahsoka episode where she mentions Thrawn. I think in Boba Fett, we're going to have Boba really rule this underworld, but then a bigger threat comes into play, and it is Thrawn. And then in Mando Season 3, we're going to see, again, him and Bo-Katan probably go to Mandalore and take it back, but then Thrawn shows up, or Thrawn is being called in or something as a cliffhanger ending, and then it goes into Ahsoka where we're going to actually see Thrawn for the first time. I think it's all just going to lead up to Thrawn. Mando Season 2, Boba Fett. Mando Season 3, Ahsoka gives us Thrawn. And Thrawn is just going to be built up as this Thanos level character. If you're fans of the MCU, you know that Thanos was built up since 2012 in the first Avengers movie. And you see him a couple times throughout the next 8 years, and then Endgame and Infinity War, and it's all Thanos. So I think we're going to get mentions of Thrawn throughout Boba Fett, Mando Season 3, and then in Ahsoka show, we're finally getting at him, and it's going to be this huge, awesome battle. Hopefully, Ahsoka show ends on a huge cliffhanger, and then we get an Avengers level combination event of Mando, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, all of it together at once. Maybe even Luke Skywalker, Grogu, all of it versus Thrawn and his army, and maybe even Moff Gideon, and who knows? It could just be awesome. And then there's what Dave Filoni said. So Dave Filoni obviously created the character of Ahsoka Tano with George Lucas back in the early days of the Clone Wars. They were trying to make the Clone Wars a show, and they said, we want to give Anakin Skywalker a Padawan, give Anakin more of a story and more of a fall when he turns. And that was Ahsoka Tano. So they created Ahsoka, and Dave Filoni recently said that this story has been one he's wanted to tell for a long, long time. Obviously, he created Star Wars Rebels, so he created the epilogue where Ahsoka and Sabine go to find Ezra. So he's wanted to tell that story for a long time, and I bet you he thought that it was going to be animated for a long time. But now that he gets to do it in live action, I think it will be a lot better, and it will come across to fans a lot better, because a lot of casual Star Wars fans don't really like the animated stuff. Don't know why, because it is good, and you can tell a lot more story in an animated TV show. And what they're finding now in Mando's, you can tell a lot more story in a TV show than a trilogy or just a 2-hour movie when you have 6 hours of a show. So I think the Ahsoka show is going to be huge for Dave Filoni and his maybe even end cap of Ahsoka. Hopefully we don't see Ahsoka die anytime soon, just because she recently just finally came into live action. So I hope she lives for a little while. But Dave Filoni has been waiting to tell this story for a long, long time, and I'm so excited that he gets to tell us it next year. Literally a year and a half from now, we could be seeing Thrawn, Ezra, Ahsoka, Sabine, Luke Skywalker, Grogu all on the screen, maybe even together in the same room, and it would be legendary, and I can't wait. Again, it is such a good time to be a Star Wars fan right now. The next 2 years are going to be epic as Star Wars fans, and I just can't wait. Tell me in the comments what show that you're most excited for. Is it Obi-Wan? Is it Mando? Is it Book of Boba Fett? Is it Ahsoka? I honestly am leaning very heavily towards Ahsoka right now, but Obi-Wan is very close. So I'm not sure if you guys have noticed yet, but I got something new behind me. It is this Lego set right here, because of course we couldn't have an Ahsoka episode without an Ahsoka Lego set, and it's literally the smallest Lego set you can get. It's just the Throne of Mandalore. It comes with Ahsoka and Darth Maul, because they're going to fight like the Clone Wars Season 7. So hopefully we're getting some new Lego sets from Mando Season 2 with Ahsoka and Grogu and Mando, but also some Ahsoka and Thrawn stuff, and some even Book of Boba Fett Legos. I love playing with Legos, and I know you guys do too, so we'll be doing some fun stuff with Legos coming up in the future. But for now, we got the Throne of Mandalore right there. So if you like this video and you're excited for the Ahsoka show, and you're excited for Natasha as live action Sabine and live action Ezra and live action Thrawn, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell, because we'll be covering all of it for the next year and a half. And we'll be covering Book of Boba Fett and Mando and Obi-Wan and Andor and Bad Batch and all of it next year, and then Ahsoka the next year, and we'll be here forever. So smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell, and may the Force be with you always.